There's a number that gets repeated in this industry so often that it's become law in some circles, and that is that a stylist should generate 3.5 times their wage. Here's the thing, it's not law, it's lazy. And in the last episode we talked about why staff leave employment for the freedom of self-employment. This episode is about something that sits right underneath that. The targets Salon set without understanding the numbers behind them and what that does to the people trying to hit them. Too many owners are setting targets based on a rule of thumb without ever working out what their business actually needs to break even. Then, when the numbers don't add up at the end of the month, the pressure doesn't land on the owner's price and their overheads, it lands on the stylist. That doesn't build leadership, it builds tension, burnout, and people quietly looking at what self-employment could offer them instead. So, let's run some numbers and let you see where it falls apart. So, this is the flood formula and we're going to work it through. So just say the salon has overheads of 70,000, payroll 130,000, total costs 200,000, add VAT 240,000, so total revenue required is 240,000. Got 5 styling stations, so the break even per station is 48,000 and the stylist wage is 26,000. And if you multiply the stylist wage by 3.5 times, it's £91,000. So what we're actually doing there is looking for almost double what is required per station. So why set a target that high when there's something in the formula just not right? So I also want to speak about pricing calculators. Now, they're genuinely useful, and there's plenty of good ones exist, and they've got their place. But if you lean on one without understanding your own cost base, you risk building your pricing on top of costs that were never questioned in the first place. Rent that's too high, software you don't use properly, stock systems that leak money, drawings that are too generous for what the business can support, discounting that's never tracked. A calculator can't fix a broken model. It can only calculate the broken model faster. And you can have your pricing spot on, and you can actually think that your average ticket works, but in many occasions it doesn't. A calculator will tell you the price, it won't tell you the profitability. So if you think about it the way you would in haulage, a driver might bring in £250,000 in revenue over a year. If fuel, maintenance and downtime eat that margin, the number means nothing on its own. And it's exactly the same in a salon. Stylist billing £80,000 might be overusing product, working slowly, discounting too often, or generating redo work that quietly costs more than it earns. Meanwhile, a stylist bringing in £60,000, working right tight timings with low waste, might actually be the more profitable chair in the building. And she's the one that's getting told she's under target. Revenue is not the same measurement as profit, and treating them as interchangeable is how good, efficient stylists end up penalised for the sloppy one's sake. And I see it all the time in social media. You'll take this amount of money and earnings this and one thing and that. None of it matters. None of it matters at all. Profit is what matters. So what you need to do is drop the mantra and the finger pointing and build real understanding in 5 areas. Service level profitability, which services actually make money once time and product costs are accounted for. Genuine break-even analysis, work out per hour and per station, the way we just did. Utilisation and efficiency, how much of the available chair time is booked and productive. Stock, waste and product margin, which quietly erode profit and even a fully booked column. And team performance patterns that look at the whole picture, not just the top line number on an end of week report. That's how you build a salon that's profitable and sustainable without crushing the people in it under a target nobody explained to them. Your staff are not the problem. A lack of financial visibility at the top of the business is the problem. And as the owner, you are the only one with the power and responsibility to fix that. So stop chasing a number you inherited from rule of thumb and never checked. Start building numbers that actually make sense for your business.